The USA is an important market for the German construction equipment industry. We talked to Joachim Schmidt from the VDMA, a non-profit organization representing the German machinery and equipment manufacturers, about his impression of the ConExpo from a German point of view.
The first feedback we got was really positive. That was a big question mark. Because of the market slump in some parts of the building sector here in the USA. With this in mind, the companies are really happy with the results so far. First, the amount of the visitors. We didn't expect. And second, the spirit of the visitors shows no sign of pessimism. You have to wait and see what results come out of the discussions, but you can see that only some time after a show.
Aus den Gesprächen werden kann, aber das sieht man erfahrungsgemäß immer erst einige Zeit nach der Messe.
On one hand, I think our companies have a relatively good image worldwide. Made in Germany still counts worldwide.
Zählt doch weltweit. Wir müssen auf jeden Fall.
We have to assert that the environmental consciousness, which I believe has not a real tradition in the USA, is up and coming.
Doch stark im Ansteigen ist.
And certain things are forced with all power. That is one of the phenomena we always see in the USA. If a matter comes up, it is forced with all intensity and all consequences, no matter what.
Und aller Konsequenz dann durchgetrieben wird, inwieweit das Ganze dann auch die entsprechende Nachhaltigkeit aufweist.
How sustainable that is, one has to see. I think in Europe, we already have that awareness, and our companies have proven that they proceed step by step in environmental issues. Meanwhile, the VDMA in Munich is the undisputed leading show worldwide. And you'll hear, if you go to the manufacturers who are globally active, that they'll try to present their news at the VDMA.
Herstellern gehen, die global aktiv sind, die gucken schon, dass sie ihre Neuigkeiten da auf der VDMA präsentieren und daraufhin entwickeln.
But I clearly have to say that we're in something, like we called it once, triangle policy, where we say that we are needing 3 really big international fairs. One was supposed to take place on the American continent, one in Europe and another one in Asia, and we're on a very good road with this. Traditionally, the ConExpo has grown continually and very good, no question about that. It represents the leading fair in America. The VDMA is the leading fair in Europe, and with more than 1.6 million square feet, already the biggest show in the world.
Die VDMA hat sich da in Europa ganz klar herauskristallisiert und ist mit der über 500.000 Quadratmeter Ausstellungsfläche jetzt auch die größte Messe überhaupt weltweit. Und
in China, the VDMA established itself pretty good and can be named with the ConExpo in the same breath.
Und ist durchaus mit einer ConExpo da auch in einem Atemzug zu nennen.
We talked to Dr. Peter Hug of the VDMA about the consequences of a weak dollar and the real estate crisis in the USA for the German manufacturers.
On the American market, 2 things become noticeable. For one thing, it's a cyclical business, which is a result of the high percentage of the rental market. It means that there's a fast market slowdown, but it always comes back up. That is one effect. And this merges with the real estate crisis at the moment. That's the reason why especially machines for building construction showed a big slowdown. Same with the standard machines, but these have more of the cyclical background. For the Germans, 2 things become noticeable. First, the market slowdown in general, and second, the exchange rate between euro and dollar, which is developing to the disadvantage of the competitiveness of the German industry. There's a small slump in the export business. The USA are still the main market for the German construction equipment industry outside of Europe and is comparable to France at the moment. But also had a huge decrease of 24% in the last year because of the exchange rate and the cyclical changes on the US-American market. In Asia, German companies are doing very well, but many don't act as Europeans. Instead, they have built production facilities in Asia, especially in China, but also on the Philippines and other regions of Southeast Asia. So there's no real dependence on exports from Germany anymore. A lot use the component production in the non-Euro area to avoid exchange rate problems. There are regions in the world where made in Germany is very relevant and still counts pretty much because it implies quality. And the image made in Germany is still intact. Manufacturers who have been in the USA for some time are acting as American companies to signalize that after-sales service is available and that one's present if there are problems with the product. During the past years, it looked as if all markets were increasing equally, a situation that didn't appear during the last 50 years, which means the industry received orders, not only in Germany, but worldwide, that couldn't be satisfied, so delivery delays appeared. That's still the case, although there are some markets where things don't go that well at the moment, like the Spanish market in Europe, the Italian market, or the US-American market. But the orders received are still approximately 10% each month over last year. So there is still an increase in order backlogs.
Balforum 24 TV. Construction in motion. www.balforum24.tv